Hi, everyone. Obviously, it's Mrs. Doig. I'm so excited for another year with y'all together. I hope you're excited for ASL 2 and 3. This video is for ASL 2 and 3. Um, some of you may not be excited, and I'm sorry, but I'm so glad to have y'all again for another year, especially since we were kind of robbed of our last year towards the end. Okay, so this video is for students that were unable to be live in the Google Meets, and I'm going to explain everything that we went over the very first day of remote learning. Okay, so as you can see on the screen here, we have a remote learning Hyperdoc. So you're going to have a copy of this in your Google Classroom. So right here it says week 1 has the dates for this week. This is our lesson 1, and this is ASL 2. ASL 3, if you're watching this, these are y'all's are the same for this first week, I believe. So you can just roll with it, but you will have your own copy of level 3. So right here it says all assignments due at the start of the next class session with the exception of Thursday classes. Those assignments will be due Friday at 3. So I'll kind of get into it a little later, but basically, if you're a Monday class, your assignment that I give out towards the end of class will be due Wednesday morning. Now, there will be an assignment that we will do in class, like maybe like an exit ticket or a Padlet or something, but there will be like a homework assignment, and that's going to be due at the next class that morning, 8 a.m. So if you're a Tuesday group, which I think most of y'all are, yours will be due Thursday at 8 a.m. So we'll go over that. And then if I assign on Thursday when we meet and I assign you something, it'll be Friday at 3 p.m. Okay. And then right here it says instruction recording. I will add in this video link once I'm done recording, obviously, and post it in here for you. Okay, so this is your Hyperdoc. You're going to have one of these each day that we meet. So you'll have one today, you'll have one later this week for the first 3 weeks. And right here, it kind of goes over everything that we went over in class. So teacher introduction, y'all know me, what up? Online etiquette expectations, we'll go over that. Remote learning syllabus, we'll go over that. The Remind app and the student information sheet, which we will get to. So let's pull up the syllabus. So right here, hit ASL remote learning syllabus, and it'll pop up for you. Let me exit out this one so it's not as slow. Maybe. Now, this remote learning syllabus is going to be different than like a normal syllabus we'll have once we come back to school. This is really kind of for the first 3 weeks. But as you can see, ASL 1, 2, and 3, there's my teacher conference, which is 4th period, and there's the time. Maybe your parent needs to know that. My email. And then underneath is kind of a course description of each class level that I teach. So ASL 2, y'all are going to be exposed to descriptions and classifiers, sentence structure, more grammar practice, conversations, and we're just going to kind of work on your fluency skills this year. ASL 3, y'all will be continuing your communication skills in respect to expressive and receptive. You're going to really work on your linguistics and cultural and communicational approach and just get to that next level. Okay, so below is a schedule of the virtual classes. So I think for ASL 2, we have 3rd period, 5th, and 6th. Yeah, my 5th period is my ASL 2 and 3. Y'all are a very special bunch, I'm just going to say. We are going to get through it, but we'll go over that in a second. And then your Friday schedule. So remember, Fridays are set for tutorials. So even if you don't need tutorials that day, you still need to check in with your teachers in that time frame so that we don't count you absent. It has to be for attendance purposes. So for example, your 1st and 5th period class from 11:50 to 12:30 is your tutoring hours. If you need tutoring, great, we'll help you. If not, you still need to check in. So how I'm going to do it is on Google Classroom, and this says 1st period. This is the only one I've kind of set up all the way, so that's why I'm using ASL 1. under week 1, I will have their assignment. I haven't uploaded that yet, but here is the Friday tutorials check-in. So each Friday you need to check in with your teachers, see the schedule again for the specific time, and specify if you need tutoring or not. So here's the Google Meet link, and it'll pop up and you'll go for tutoring. If you don't need, well, regardless, if you need tutoring or not, I need you to fill out this quick Google form. So you'll click on it, say your name, period. Yes, I need tutoring. No, I don't. Submit. Okay. And that's how we're going to be able to track your attendance for that day. But just as a reminder, so this Google Meet video, or you're supposed to be in the Google Meet, but you missed it. You need to be present in the Google Meet. That's not like an option thing, kind of like how it was in the spring. That is like our designated class period. So if you can make it, you need to. Now, I understand doctor's appointments and stuff like that, but make sure you know it's not just like this optional thing. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and show you the rest of the how Google Classroom will be set up. I have important information tab. So they're all in topics over here. So the Bell schedule, behavior contract, syllabus, resources. There's a link to Signing Savvy, which we've used, and then my YouTube channel. So in the past, I've posted my videos on Google Classroom, but this year I set up Google Classroom by class period. So you're only in a group with your period. And I just thought it'd be better to post it all on YouTube, and you can just use that for if you need videos. So when you go, that's a link to my YouTube channel. But if you go, here's my channel, and I broke it up in the playlist section. There's ASL 1 videos, ASL 2, ASL 3. So if you need to go and review ASL 1, you can. There's our ASL 2, and I just think it's kind of more clear and laid out better that way. And then once we get assignments in here, they will be posted in there. Okay, so back to our Hyperdoc. Oh no, we were on the syllabus. Back to our syllabus. Okay, so how virtual class will work. Virtual class through Google Meets, obviously, it's 40 minutes long. Now, there will be times where I'm not teaching for 40 minutes. As you know, we're a very hands-on class, so you'll have like a second assignment, a homework every day, so you may have time to go ahead and start that. So that's just an example, but we will need to be live together for the full 40 minutes. Grading, there's not going to be any tests during this time. We'll just be doing daily grades for these first 3 weeks. Students are required to attend Google Meets for their scheduled class. Like I said, this is necessary proof for daily attendance. If a doctor's appointment or emergency hinders and you can't attend the Google Meets, you'll watch this video on your Hyperdoc, and you need to email me by 3 p.m. that day to complete the work that was assigned. So even though you didn't show up to the Google Meets, for attendance purposes, you need to show some kind of progress that day. So you need to start and turn in one of those assignments. So I usually have like a bell ringer, and that would be for this day would be the student information form. We'll get there in a second. You need to show something done. Okay. And then like the homework down here, that's independent practice, that'll be turned in with its due date. Did we go over due dates? Maybe not. Did I? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Okay, just in case. Due dates. It's due before the next start of class. I feel like I said this, but so if you're a Tuesday group, it'll be due Thursday morning before class. If I assign something Thursday, it'll be due Friday at 3 p.m. If you're a Monday, Wednesday group and I assign something to you Wednesday, it'll be due Thursday at 3 p.m. Does that make sense? I think it does. Hopefully you understand. If not, email me. Okay, so grading, you need to be there. Let me know if you can't show up that day, and make sure you get started on your work. Tutorials or Fridays. Okay, virtual class expectations. So I'm just going to say in the past, I have not had issues with behavior in ASL 2. Usually it's ASL 1 that you get a lot of, or any level one class probably, I see a lot of behavior issues. I hope we don't have that this year. I know some of us have bucked heads a little bit. Still love you, but I'm still going to hold you to the same expectations virtually or in class. I really hope we don't have any behavior issues. We'll get to behavior in a second. We shouldn't. Um, Virtual class expectations, you need to arrive on time to the Google Meets, especially because fifth period, we're at 35 kids right now. It may level out, but these classes are a little loaded. So if I'm starting teaching on the Google Meets and people are popping in late and they're taking time to mute their mic, it is just so distracting. And we really can't even start until we get all that figured out. So please be on time to the Google Meets. It'll just make everything flow better. When you log on, you need to mute your mic because it gives a lot of feedback when there's people talking in the background and I'm trying to give instruction and get the day started. So make sure you mute your mic as soon as you log on. Be in dress code. Boys, you should not be shirtless. Girls, make sure you're in dress code as well. Just as if you were in school and class, you should be in dress code. Refrain from eating. It's just really distracting because y'all can, I'm pretty sure, see everyone and you're going to be distracted anyway trying to see who's in your class. And when y'all are eating or messing around, it's just too distracting. So please don't. Remain in view of the camera, obviously, so I know that you're attending and you're here and present. Remain in a fixed and appropriate location, so like a desk or table. Please don't join the Google Meets on your phone in bed, just as if we were in school. Please follow that rule. Use the chat feature when you have a question. There'll be times where I call on you and I'll ask you to unmute your mic, but if you have a question, let's just use the chat feature. Use appropriate language and behavior. Duh. Y'all should know this by now, hopefully. Behavior challenges, hopefully we do not have any, but I'm more lenient, I think, with level one with these verbal warnings. You've had me for a year now. You know my expectations. So if we have an issue, I'm calling mom and dad immediately. Okay? I'm not doing this extended just grace. You know by now rules and how to act. Most of you are juniors, some sophomores, some seniors. Okay, we should have this down by now. But there's all the steps will be taken into place. Parent and teacher conference will be set up immediately because if we're still having problems in the second year together, we got to figure that out. Just in case you kind of get moved around, if you get a schedule change, here's the classroom codes. Remind app, I think I kept ASL. If you were in one last year and you moved to ASL 2, I think I kept the same code for y'all, but please get on that because that is such a good reminder. It was especially helpful during the spring when we were online. If you were missing something, I would just message you directly. So I would really recommend getting that because I don't think many of you use your school email anyway. So, although you should. And then lastly, here's a parent letter that your parents can sign. There's a Google form link at the bottom, and it'll get you a free 100. But basically, it's telling them my expectations and I'm excited for the new year. And then the second paragraph, it goes into my maternity leave. So most of you know I will be on maternity leave in November. His due date is November 11th, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to try and work until right up to it. And I will be returning January sometime. I don't really, it just kind of depends when he gets here. But if your parents have any questions, they can email me. You will have a long-term sub during that time, and they will be assigned their own WPISD email. So if your parents have questions with your grades or your behavior while I'm gone, I'm not going to be checking my email. So that sub will have an email and they can ask them or our administration, of course. And then another thing I put down here in the student letter or the parent letter is I recommend you getting clear face masks. I know some of you had kind of got started on this. Obviously, we know how important facial expressions are in our class. So I just thought these would be awesome for us when we return. I've tried to purchase as many as I can, but If you are able to get some, I highly recommend it. These come in a 4-pack on Amazon for I think like $16. So if you can get 3 friends and y'all split it, that would be cool. They're not required. I think they'll be great in our class. So I'm just recommending it. And I have some, but I don't have one for all my kids. So if you can get one, that would be awesome. Okay. And then I provide the Remind app codes for your parents. And then this is the Google form they'll sign. So when you click on it, they'll you go to this link and then they can sign that and provide some information, and then you'll get a free 100. Okay, so we are done with the syllabus now. So let's go back to our Hyperdoc. And so during class, students filled out the student information form. This was a great way for me to take attendance of who is here. So this is the very first thing you need to get done today so that you can show that progress I was talking about and get your attendance for today. So you're going to click on it, and when you do, it's already pulled up here, so I'm going to click it up here, but you're going to fill it out. I know some of y'all, but why not fill out some information again? And yeah, so down here is when it says independent practice, that's kind of your homework. So what's going to be due at the next time that we meet. So you need to read the learning behavior contract and sign it. So do I have it pulled up? Let's see. I can't remember how I have it pulled up. Remote learning behavior contract. Oh, that's your signature. So that's where you're going to go sign it. You need to read the learning behavior contract on Google Classroom. And I'll add a link in there too. I thought I did. Behavior contract. Okay. And then your parents can sign that form. That's the other thing to do. And lastly, down here, I have reminders when we have more actual assignments coming up these next couple weeks. I'll post due dates and all that. And that's just a reminder to get on the Remind app and make sure you're in the right Google Classroom and all that. Okay. We discussed my YouTube channel. We know how to work Google Classroom by now, Google Forms, Hyperdocs. So we've done Hyperdocs before. Make sure that you turn in your Hyperdocs at the end of the week. Sometimes I'll have you actually type on this Hyperdoc some like English sentences and stuff like that. So there'll be times where you will use this. So regardless, just turn it in at the end of, well, not the week because I have it by day. So the end of whenever you're done with all these assignments, turn it in. Okay. We'll be using Flipgrid again. I know we're familiar with that, so I don't think we need to go over that. And okay, lastly, I'm just going to kind of describe what ASL 2 and what ASL 3 is going to look like. So ASL 2, oh, and 5th period. ASL 2, so last year in ASL 1, we did a lot of vocabulary building and sentences and stuff like that. This year, we will learn more vocabulary, but it is a lot of independent, like we're kind of transitioning into this independent work and practice. So there's a lot of expressive assignments. So there's a lot of you signing. So if you don't like that, I'm sorry. That's part of the class. So there's some fun projects. We'll still learn some songs, stuff like that. There really are some fun projects. I have some like partner projects, but depending on COVID, I don't know how that's going to go down. We'll have to see on that. But so we will be learning some vocab, but it is a lot of just independent work. ASL 3, you are also learning some new vocabulary, not nearly as much as what we've learned before. I'm trying to get y'all to go to the primary in the spring and teach some little kids, but that all depends on COVID. You're going to be doing a big interpreting project at the start of my leave through December. We're going to have some like ASL debates and just more expressive stuff as well. Got some fun things planned for that. and some songs too, because I know we didn't get to do songs last year. Okay, fifth period. Fifth period is, I had a brain fart, ASL 2 and 3. So ASL 3, I already sent you an email, but you need to use the link I provided in your email for our Google Meets, because we're sharing a class with ASL 2. So if you're in my fifth period and you're ASL 2 and 3, I need y'all to be patient with me and realize that you're sharing a teacher. So there may be days in class where ASL 2, I'm giving you all my attention. I'm prepping you for your independent work, which, like I said, we'll do a lot of, while ASL 3 is working and starting on theirs alone. And then we'll maybe switch the next day and I'll be more with ASL 3 and just kind of monitoring ASL 2. So if you're in my fifth period, um, it's going to be fun. I need y'all to be patient and kind and understanding. And I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's just going to be kind of just a different setting. So we'll all adjust and we'll be fine. But I think that's it for the very first day of this school year. If you have any questions, let me know. You can email me, get on the remind, and message me. Just make sure you take care of your homework. Have a great day. See y'all later.